see, my dog is whining because she's like, you shouldn't have done it, Mom. Shouldn't have done it. I mean, these are like just big, huge blending brushes for your face, so what's not to love about that? Do I? Hey everyone, Mary here, and today I am going to talk about my May favorites. And I'm really excited because I had gone on this no buy in April, and then I kind of went crazy in May and did a lot of buying. Anyways, so I bought a ton of stuff, and it was actually kind of hard for me to narrow it down so I wasn't just sharing with you every single item that I purchased in the month of May. But I think I've done it. For starters, and this didn't make it into the May favorites because this is like the very first time I've ever worn it, and it's technically June, but how pretty is ColourPop Ibiza? It's really pretty. Anyways, that's all. I just wanted to share that with you. So I'm just going to get started with skincare products that I really am loving. First item up is the Dermalogica Gentle Cream Exfoliant. And I mentioned this in my skincare video, but I didn't talk about it a ton because I hadn't been using it a whole lot, but I've been using it much more frequently, and I can say definitely for sure this is going to be a mainstay in my skincare routine. I use it about once a week now. I dig it. It stinks, but doesn't even matter because it's so good, and I have been recommending it to everyone that I know who needs to have an exfoliant but doesn't want to be like removing their top layer of skin. Second item is Hey Honey Good Morning Honey Salt Facial Serum, and as you can see, I purchased the full size. I'm really excited about that because I love it so much. I received this in my Ipsy bag in April.
By the way, still haven't received my May Ipsy bag, so that's sad.
I received this and I tried it out, and I wanted to be able to use it for an entire month to really determine whether or not I loved it, and I definitely love it. So I ordered a full size, and I am going to keep buying it until they stop manufacturing it.
So I'm just going to say this right now, Hey Honey, please don't stop manufacturing it ever, and if you do, let me know that it's going to happen so I can buy out the rest of your stock.
Moving on to tools that I love, I purchased the Morphe Flawless collection, almost the whole collection, and I actually realized I have a few more brushes in my client kit that I don't have here to show you. So the ones that I'm using are the M500, which is the largest, and then the M501, which is medium size, I don't know, and then the M504, which is, in my opinion, still too big to be used on the eye, but small enough that it can be used in certain areas of the face. That's what I'm using it for anyhow. I know lots of makeup artists use them for various reasons. And then the other two that I purchased are in white brushes. I want to say they were maybe M510 and M5 something else. I'll look it up, I'll put it down below. But I have used them on clients, and then I've also used these on myself, and I love them. They do make you look flawless. The blending capability is incredible. I mean, these are like just big, huge blending brushes for your face, so what's not to love about that? So, I love those. I dig them. Next tool is this Real Techniques blending sponge, which is dirty and gross and yucky looking because I've been using it so much. So when I first mentioned this, when I purchased it in my Ulta haul, I was like, I want to see if this is actually as good as the Beauty Blender because I've tried so many dupes that were awful.
Just the wrong texture, didn't have the bounce, smelled funny, whatever.
And I'd heard a lot of good reviews about the Real Techniques, so I thought, well, I'm just going to buy it. It was only like $6.99, $5.99 maybe at Ulta. It's obviously much more reasonably priced. And honestly, aside from the shape and the color, I can't tell a difference at all. I just used my Beauty Blender today to go back and be like, maybe it is way better. I'm digging this baby. You know, it's bigger. I like this size. I do like the egg shape, but it still has that kind of rounded bit right here, so you can still, you know, use that. But I love this flat edge for my forehead, for my cheek area, chin. I dig this. I love that they have this shape. I think it's more aesthetically pleasing and ergonomic, I don't know, than the regular Beauty Blender, but it still has a point, so you can get into the little crevices. So, Real Techniques, buy that one. Don't spend your money on the Real Beauty Blender.
Sorry, Beauty Blender.
Alrighty, makeup products. If you read my blog, information is down below, you will know that this was listed as my #1 favorite primer right now. I have tried So I wrote in my blog that I tried 12, but then I forgot that there are actually a couple others that I have tried. So I think that I've tried a total of 14 or 15 different primers, and this Pixi Flawless Beauty Primer, they're the same thing. I just have two of them. This Flawless Beauty Primer is thebomb.com. I received this in an Ipsy bag eons ago. This is an awesome primer because of the glycerin. So it makes my makeup stick to my skin just a little bit better. It also adds a really lovely glow. And I think if you're not allergic to glycerin that you should get that Pixi. I think you just get it at Target for like 21 bucks. A little spendy for drugstore, but it's so good that it's worth it, guys. Trust me. I promise. I wouldn't lie to you. Next item, LA Girl Pro Conceal. And this is the yellow corrector. And I use this under the old eyes to take care of gross under eye circles. And this actually works very well. I'm happy with it. It does camouflage those dark blue and or purple dark circles that I might have if I haven't gotten enough sleep. And then when I apply my regular concealer, foundation and concealer on top of it, my skin isn't yellow, but it also isn't blue anymore. So this is awesome. I think it's $5. Really cheap. You can supposedly purchase this at drugstores. My drugstores don't sell them, which is unfortunate. So I had to purchase them on their website. You can also get them on drugstore.com, but inexpensive, awesome concealer. Next one is another drugstore product. I think a lot of things are going to be kind of drugstore-y because I'm just really happy with them lately. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This is Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer with Goji Berry. Cool. Anyways, looks like this. Has this little squishy sponge applicator. You twist the lid, couple of clicks, you get the product into it, and then you swipe it under your under eye circles. It's a very light, creamy concealer. It's not super thick, so it's not going to look gross and cakey underneath your eyes. That was one issue I was having. I love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm absolutely going to buy it again. I'm going to keep purchasing it, but it was getting a little bit cakey in certain parts of my face because of how oily I get. So I like to use this one down my nose, forehead, under eye circles, chin, and then I can use that Radiant Creamy Concealer on my blemishes, and it's not as cakey looking. I really, really like this. I'm super happy with it. The only downside is the color selection. This is the absolute lightest shade. It's fair, and it is almost identical to my actual foundation color. So that's just kind of a downside, is that if you are at all lighter than me, you're not going to be able to use it, I don't believe, because of how dark it is. Next up, I want to talk to you, still more face products, is this Milani Baked Blush in Bellissimo Bronze. This is my holy grail bronzer. Nobody really ever talks about it. And I'm using this for an actual bronzer to warm up my skin, not as a contour, because that would be pretty orange fantastic. No one's really talking about it, and I don't know why. Maybe because people are wanting more of a matte bronzer finish, which is cool. This is mega shimmery. I will swatch it for you. Ooh, shimmery, sparkly. Oh, so shimmer and sparkle. I love it. If you have light skin, you're not going to really dig it because it's going to make you too orangey. But if you are a light, medium, warm skin tone and up, this would be beautiful on you. And it's really inexpensive because it's Milani. So I am very happy with this bronzer. I use it on a pretty regular basis. So my friend Jen, who is at fox_beauty on Instagram, was telling me the other day, like a person who worked at Ulta was telling a customer that bronze is just like contour and you just put it in the exact same places as contour. Wrong, not true. I mean, I guess you could.
But then you would be really orangey all over.
So where I typically apply my bronzer after I've done contour. So contour, hollows of the cheeks, a little bit on the temples, and then along the jawline, and then the nose is where the contour goes. Bronzer is typically going cheek, temple area, and that's it. Because I don't want my entire face to look orange and nasty. So I just like to use it to warm up my face. It goes on. I can either use it as a blush or apply it kind of underneath blush. That's what I usually do. Anyways, bronzer. Gorgeous. I'm going to be all glowy in summer, and I'm not even going to have to go outside or anything. Next item, I'm going to talk about our blushes. Do I like the City Color Cosmetics Be Matte blushes? Do I? Okay, can't help myself. These are the colors I have. They're not in alphabetical order or anything, so I'm just going to show them to you right now. Dragon Fruit. This is really pretty, just by the way. Fresh Melon. This is the one that started it all. This is Blood Orange. Papaya, pretty neutral color. Guava, I've actually been wearing this one lately and I really, really love it. And then, oh, I haven't even taken the plastic off, but this is Hibiscus, and this is Sunset Safari, and I can't really tell a difference between the two of them, which isn't going to stop me from using them and keeping them, but I feel like if you were to purchase a bunch of these, choose Hibiscus or Sunset Safari, because they're so similar. Sunset Safari maybe is a little bit warmer, just a little bit, but pretty similar. And then this last one is Blackberry. It is what I am wearing on my face today. Okay, so these blushes are my absolute favorite. I talked about them in my City Color Cosmetics haul video. They are so velvety and they have the perfect amount of pigmentation, and when applied with the Morphe M500, you just look gorgeous. So I love them. Next item, a little bit dirty. City Color Cosmetics Contour and Define Palette. I love it. It's really, really good. I was concerned when I first talked about it of the warmth of the contour and bronzer. And I will say, you know, if you are, fair-skinned, you're going to want to find a cool toned contour. There are not a ton of those out there, I feel like. But if you don't need a cool tone, this is really, really pretty. It's only $11.99, which is an awesome price. And this highlighter doesn't mess. This is a beautiful highlight. What I really like about it is it's a little bit shimmery, but not crazy shimmery. I feel like it's almost still more of a matte finish, but it looks like I'm glowing from within. This blush that comes in the palette is really, really close to Papaya. So if you were to purchase this contour kit, you probably wouldn't have to purchase Papaya. Either or, you know, whatever you want to do. I own both and I use both and it's great. Okay, very last item that I want to talk about for favorites is this Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon. This was a sample that I got from Sephora. I think I cashed in some points on it because this is like a pretty solid size sample. And it comes in the color Blacker. That was just the only option that I had. And I'm so glad that I received it because I've been looking for a really good black pencil liner that wasn't awful, and this is it. So that's one line. Didn't redraw it or anything. It's just one swipe. It's super black and pigmented, as you can see, but it's also really, really creamy and velvety, so it has a similar texture to the Urban Decay Glide On Pencil Perversion. Here is the upside. It lasts in the waterline way longer than the Urban Decay. It lasts longer in the waterline than any other pencil liner I've ever purchased, and I believe that these full size retail at Sephora for only $17 a piece, which I think is even cheaper than the Urban Decay. So it has prettier packaging, it lasts longer, it's pigmented, it's gorgeous, it comes in loads of different colors. I'm going to buy them all. Probably not, but I'm going to buy a lot of them. Anyways, guys, that was my May favorites. That was really, really fast, but I just wanted to kind of get it out there. I know that I tend to ramble a lot in my videos. I'm trying to cut down on that. Those are just the items that I purchased recently or in April or May, very end of April or beginning of May, and have just been digging them a ton. Anyways, also I got my haircut. You probably could tell from the beginning, but I took in a picture of Sierra Miller to my hairstylist, and I was like, I literally don't care what you have to do to my hair to be able to give me this haircut. Do what you must. And she did it, and I love it. So anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Are the M500. Okay, try all over again. Delete all that. Oh, so the brush just fell out. I just have so much to say. It's just so many feelings inside.